What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you a Blue Eyes deck profile with the new Felgrand support in it. Obviously I haven't had a thorough time testing out the Felgrand stuff, but I've tested that a little bit. So I'll show you kind of what I've taken out in place of some of it, and then some of it's just been added in regardless. So obviously you start off with 3 of the main guy, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. You have to play this card. There's no way around it. Obviously, as I go through the deck, there are a couple of dragons that will be taken out for alternate Blue Eyes when it comes out. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Sorry, for a couple more weeks. Second up is 2 Dragon Spirit of White. Now, I know not many people actually like this card that much. I'll zoom in a little bit for you as well. I know not many people actually like this card, or they're just seeing it as a filler for Blue Eyes alternative. But, you know, this guy's actually really quite good. So he's a target for Silver's Cry because he's treated as a normal monster in the graveyard. So that's a good start. Obviously he's level 8, so he can be tributed with, or discarded for trading. Plus, when it's brought back, when it's special summoned, when this card is normal or special summoned, it banishes an opponent's back row. So, you know, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, banish it, and then it's a quick play effect is during either player's turn. If your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Blue Eyes Dragon. So, you know, you bring this guy out, you banish one of your opponent's cards. So let's say it's Monarchs. You Silver's Cry this guy, banish their domain, and then tribute this guy off for Blue Eyes, and then they can't be over it. So I actually really like this guy. I was playing it at free, so he is one of the cards that has made way for some of the new Felgrand support, which obviously I'm just testing it out to see how it goes. So I've only put in at this moment in time 1 Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. So this is a new one we get in the structure deck. So if you control special summon monster, if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish it. And if you do, this card gains attack equal to its level. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's monster or by battle, I can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon type monster in your graveyard except himself and special summon it to the field. So he's okay, he's not brilliant. He'll probably be one of the ones that makes way for alternate Blue Eyes. Same with this guy. So this is a new one from the structure deck as well, if the camera wants to focus. Art Brave Dragon. So if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you banish as many face art, spell, or trap cards your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack and defense for each card banished. Once per turn during the standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there last turn, you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard except Art Brave and banish it. So, Foolish Burial, Dragon's Ravine, however, get rid of this card into your graveyard, and then activate the new spell card, Return of the Dragon Lords, which you'll play at free in this deck regardless. Bring this guy back, and let's say you're playing Monarchs again, because obviously Monarchs is the deck at the moment, or even Cosmos, not as much Cosmos, but still. So you bring this guy back, you banish their domain, their march, any of their other face-up cards, or their Cosmo Town, anything like that, then you're then going to gain off of it. So Foolish Burial, this guy. Foolish Burial this guy on the first turn. If you get to your second turn, and target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon type monster from my graveyard and special summon it. So if I've activate trading, I bring that straight back. Then bring this guy back, banish the field, all the spells that are keeping it boosted up, take him on field, you get a Blue Eyes on field, you beat over their Monarchs, and you just go for it. So yeah, he's okay. Again, I'll need to test him out a bit more thoroughly, but he's still quite good. Red Eyes Metal Dragon. You can only play this at 1, so why not play it at 1? There's a reason he's at 1. So you special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 face-up dragon type monster you control. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard, except Red Eyes Metal. So basically, if you can normal summon one of the eggs, so the White Stone or the White Stone of Legend or the White Stone of Ancients, and then you can get this guy out. Yes, it sacrifices the banish, but obviously it's there and now, not the end phase. So yeah, it's kind of a way around. It's an alternative. Again, it's something that you would probably look at these are probably the main 5 culprits that you'd probably try and tweak for the alternate blue eyes, if not some of the other cards. So yeah, that's it for kind of like the main beta dragons in it. Secondly, it's all the support spellcasters. So you have to play again free Maiden with Eyes of Blue. This card is really good. I mean, you target it. It's a bit old school because it will only use. It has to be a Blue Eyes White Dragon specific. But when this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do change the battle position of this card, then you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, except during a damage step, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use 1 Maiden per turn. So I'll go through a combo in a minute, and obviously this guy is treated as a Blue Eyes card. So yeah, he's kind of like the generic go-between. But yeah, Maiden is a must-have at free, and also what I personally think at free is Sage of Eyes of Blue. Now this is where the combo gets in. You have a Maiden, you have this guy in hand, straight away that's 2 Blue Eyes. Easy 2 Blue Eyes. So your normal Maiden, you use Sage of White's effect, so basically his effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level light White Tuner monster from your deck to your hand except Sage of Eyes of Blue, or you can discard this card, then target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Sage of Eyes Blue once per turn. So basically, you have Maiden on the board, you target Maiden with this card, Maiden's effect goes off, gives you a Blue Eyes, this guy goes to the graveyard, this card gets discarded, brings out a Blue Eyes, and then you get rid of your Maiden, so you've got 2 Blue Eyes on field straight away. So that's an easy Titanic or rank 8 play. Easy. This is another card that I've tested out just at 1. So Protector with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you special summon 1 level light Tuner monster from your hand. You can target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand. And you can only use each effect to protect to the right. So this is kind of like you bring this guy out, you special summon out a Maiden, so you've got 2 tuners on board. You target Maiden with this guy's effect. Maiden goes to the graveyard, brings out a Blue Eyes. And then this guy brings out Blue Eyes as well, I think. You target 1 effect monster, send it to the graveyard, and do special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand. So yeah, you must have a Blue Eyes in hand, which is why it's a little bit trickier to pull off. But obviously, you bring him out, you bring out Maiden, you target Maiden, Maiden's effect goes off, gets you 1 Blue Eyes, this guy's effect goes off, gets you a 2nd Blue Eyes, so straight away you've got Blue Eyes and then a straight Synchro for a level 9, straight on board. So, I mean, you could bump him up, you can drop him down, he's not like a have-to-play card, but I just kind of like the combo that it works with it. So that's it for the Spellcaster support. And then you've got 3 Whitestone of Ancients. Again, this is a card that's a must at 3 at the moment. So, I mean, obviously some of the spellcasters you probably could look at for an alternate Blue Eyes, but again, until we get the card, you won't know for sure. So basically, once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Whitestone of Ancients once per turn. So, it's not as good because it's the end phase, but it's a hell of a lot better than the old one. And then it just gives you that ability to recycle your Blue Eyes if you need a Blue Eyes in hand, or if you draw into a trade and you just want to get rid of it. And then this is one card that I've dropped for some of the new support, so I've dropped this down to 1, is the Whitestone of Legend. So basically when this card is sent to the graveyard, you just add a Blue Eyes card from your deck to your hand. So it's just a Blue Eyes search out, but I don't think it's as relevant as some of the other new cards that we've got. So that's it for the monster lineup. Quite a hefty monster lineup there, but there's reasons for that. Now on to the new insane kind of, it's a dragon monster reborn. So Return of the Dragon Lords. This came in the new Felgrand structure deck, and it's broken. It's a monster reborn for Blue Eyes dragon deck. Simple as that. Target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon type monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. If a dragon type monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So basically, this will protect your dragons regardless. The same turn it's activated. It will bring back any of the dragon cards. So your Blue Eyes, your Dragon of Spirits, your Felgrand, and then obviously Archbrave Dragon is kind of one of the targets you want to hunt out if you play that card. So that's great. Now I do only have 2 Silver's Cry, which is a real shame. I could have sworn I had a third, but I'll need to get hold of a third. It's a quick play, Monster Reborn for dragons again, but it can only be for normal monsters. So the only ones that this is going to be able to affect is your Blue Eyes and your Dragon Spirit of White. I did play for trade-in targets, and for this target was a Trihorn Dragon, but obviously that's gone for the new support. So yeah, I mean, you can get away with 2. 2's not the end of the world, but obviously 3 and 3, the amount of times that you're trading it, using trade-in and cards are constant, and you want to dump your cards as best and quickly as possible. These cards are musts. I mean, even a Foolish Burial as well is going to be great in this deck. And then obviously, but then you've got Dragon's Ravine, so you don't really need a Foolish Burial per se. Okay, 3 trade-ins. I was playing this at 2. I've upped it to 3 now for the pure fact that there's just so many more dragon targets, and you want your dragons in your grave. Well, I say there's so many more dragon targets. There's 6 dragon targets, level 8s, that you want to be dropping into the graveyard and then draw 2 cards off of. More draw power, so cards are constants. I've only got 4 targets for this, which is why I'm only playing it at 2. And that's just to dump your eggs if you don't need them and get 2 cards out. 2 Mausoleum of White and 1 Terraforming just for a bit of deck thinning. So Mausoleum of White is kind of a nice combo off with Maiden. So during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level light tuner monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the sent monster's level by 100 until the end of the turn. If this card leaves the field, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. So the second part's not as relevant. I do run 1 Burst Stream of Destruction just because of that. But you know, you can cut the Burst Stream out, it's not that great. Basically with this card, you target Maiden, dump a Blue Eyes, and then obviously pull your effect off, pull the effect off, you get Blue Eyes out, you get Maiden's effect comes off, you then get a Blue Eyes effect from you then have a Maiden with 800 attack, but then you've also got Blue Eyes as well. So it's a straight synchro for a level 9. The Foolish Burial of the deck, Dragon Shrine. So you send 1 Dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard, then if that monster in your graveyard is a Dragon type normal monster, you can send 1 more Dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Dragon Shrine per turn. So it's a Foolish Burial, 4 dragons. You can just dump the egg if you want to, or you dump your normal Blue Eyes card and then follow it with an egg or anything else that you want in the graveyard, like your Divine Dragon Felgrand and your Archbrave Dragon, stuff like that. So it gives you a bit more targets. 2 MSTs just at the back row, just to be safe. I mean, not many people are playing back row at this moment in time, but you know, the amount of times that people say, why not Twin Twisters? Like, some of my decks, I don't have a hand. So, I mean, there was a game that I top decked an MST against Monarchs, popped his domain, and then I was able to go off. So, you know, I prefer MSTs over Twin Twisters. I've only got 1 of these, so Where Art Thou? This is quite a nice card because it gets you, if you have your Maiden on board, this gets you out your Sage of Eyes of Blue, so you can get that combo off. So if you control a face-up level 1 monster, add 1 level 1 monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, take 2,000 damage if you did not normal summon the added monster or a card with the same name after activating this. So at the price of 2,000 life points, you can dump it and get 2 Blue Eyes, or you can summon him out and then use his effect to add another tuner. But usually the play that I go with is I add him to my hand, I dump him for a Blue Eyes, take the 2,000 hit, because you don't take the 2,000 hit until the end phase, so if you can just finish off your opponent, then take the 2,000. So even if you've got 1,000 life points, but you just want to go for broke. 1 for 1, just to get, you can, again, you dump your Blue Eyes or any of your other big dragons, and then you get your special summon out your Maidens or any of the other level ones that you desperately need. 1 Raigeki, because it's Raigeki. The 1 Burst Stream of Destruction that I talked about. I mean, obviously using this, your Blue Eyes can't attack, but the idea is that you have a Blue Eyes on field, you get this guy out, you can search this guy out through Mausoleum if you've had it destroyed, activate this, blow up the field, and then synchro or overlay into a rank 8, and then bang for game. And then one Melody of Waking Dragons, partly because it's really expensive, and it's getting a reprint in the Kyber deck towards the end of the year, but also because I don't know, I just don't need it as much in this deck, I don't think. And like I said, this is it's a 41 card deck, so there's definitely places where it can be cut and looked into. And then obviously you're holding on to alternate Blue Eyes. Yes, Melody of the Awakening Dragon will become more relevant when that card comes out. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. We'll crack straight into the side deck. So you got 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This card is the new card, and it's not new anymore, but it's amazing. So it's 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when an effect of a card is in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. During either player's turn, you contribute this synchro summon special card. Special summon 1 light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase. So you can activate this. This is how people get into Crystal Wing. So, Azure Eyes is obviously one of the good targets as well, but you get into Crystal Wing by you activate this guy's effect, you bring out Michael. You can use Michael's effect to banish, pay 1,000 life points, banish one of your opponent's cards. But then obviously Michael you tune with one of the level 1s and get straight into a Crystal Wing. So quite a lot to get into Crystal Ring, but obviously by tuning over Michael it doesn't get destroyed during the end phase, and then you've got a Crystal Wing on board. Like I said, when your dragons are about to be destroyed, if you have Spirit Dragon on board, you go into your Azure Eyes, so I've got 2 of those. Put this in defense, 3k defense, and then it protects your dragons until the end phase, so Azure Eyes is protected. Giant Castle, just because it's an extra little protection. Obviously, some people can play Castle in the Sky, but yeah, that's kind of it for the synchros there. And now on to the XYZs. This is where Blue Eyes really strives. So you've got a number 46, Drabulion. I don't use him this much. Like, it's not that relevant, but obviously if it's late game, you kind of want to be going into him. The main kind of card you go into is you can go into number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Then you can overlay on top for Full Armor Photon Dragon, and then you can overlay on top for number 95 Galaxy Dragon. You also use Tachyon Dragon to do that as well. So that plays, just constantly boosting up your XYZs, giving them extra layers, but sometimes you don't need to do it, but it's just there to play. I definitely might bump Felgrand up to maybe 2. It's just such a good card to have. You put him in there and it keeps your monsters alive. So we've got number 38, Hope Harvest Dragon. This is the most broken card at the moment. If you make him, he's insane. Basically, when a spell card goes off, he negates it and then takes it as a material. So during either player's turn, when a spell card is activated on the field, you can negate the effect, and if you do, attach that card to this card as Xyz material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach a material from this card, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation. If a face-up Xyz monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one face-up Xyz you control. It gains attack equal to the destroyed monster until till the end. So he is insane. This card is an absolute beast. If you can get him first turn, which I've shown you can get, 2 Blue Eyes out relatively easy, he's great. And then the 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. I don't go into him this much, but like I said, if you have the 2 Blue Eyes on board, he's an alternative to 62 Galaxy Eyes, Full Armor, and 95. So yeah, that's kind of it for the Blue Eyes deck with the new Felgrand support. It will change when the Blue Eyes alternative comes out in a couple of weeks' time, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Let me know what you think of the deck. I know there's quite a few people that would like to change it now. It's all down to perception and how you like to play the deck. So by all means, just drop us a line, let us know. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you think of it and tell us just suggestions of what else could be put into it. I mean, like I said, there's definitely alternatives and ways you can change it up. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy dueling.